We had fun. We did charades. It was great. Now, let's get focused on our reading. Everybody take a deep breath. Okay, ready to go. All right. If you would please show me that you can handle game day by getting straight into work time with no problems. Go to your seesaw, please. Select that activity bulb to refresh your feed. And then click on that weather patterns in the temperate region and add your response, please. Weather patterns in the temperate region. We're going to follow the same format that we have been following. You guys have studied the desert region. You have studied the tundra, and now we're going to study the temperate region. Remember, the temperate region is what we live in Indiana. So there are 4 very distinct seasons with 4 different patterns of weather, okay? We're going to study temperate regions today and their weather patterns. Just like we have been with a partner, you're going to read slides 2 through 6. On slides 2 through 6, there are questions at the top for you to answer that match with the weather that is displayed on the text, okay? You're going to answer the questions with complete sentences and evidence from the text, okay? So we're going to take a look at our text with complete sentence answers and evidence. You're going to read about temperate regions, okay? Slides 2 through 6. Do it. Okay, you have been reading about temperate climates, okay? Temperate climate is the type of climate that we live in, so this should have seemed familiar to you if you spent any time in Indiana. We learned about our very cold, snowy winters. We learned about our rain-filled spring. We learned about our hot and windy summers, and we learned about our fall time. Now, this is a grassland. In Indiana, we don't have a lot of grassland, but where there are grasslands, there can be lightning strikes that cause fires, okay? We're going to complete slides 8 and 9 together. It says, with your teacher, complete slides 8 through 9. Let's go ahead and move down to slide 8. It says, click the links to view each season. So we're focusing right here on Kentucky. Kentucky is another state that is in the temperate climate region. So they experience 4 very distinct seasons, just like we do in Indiana, okay? So you can click on these links and it will show you some images of what spring, summer, fall, and winter are like in Kentucky. So if we click on spring, we can see that there are many, many, many lovely flowers and trees that grow blossoms. It's bright. We'll see a lot of different colored flowers, rainbow effect. We can also see that the skies are blue with some white flowy clouds inside of them because the wind stretches them long. There's not a lot of pressure in them. We can see that the ground is not frozen, but it is fresh. And you can kind of tell from looking at the pictures that there's just kind of a cool crispness in the air. It's not going to be extremely hot. It's going to be mild temperatures there. Okay. All right, if you X out of that, it'll take you back to the link where you can click on summer in Kentucky. If you click that, you will see that that is very similar to ours as well. This time there's a lot more green, not quite as many flowers because they're starting to fade into seeds to be planting. There's much more green there for us. Still bright blue skies. Got some lawnmower. People are outside without their coats, so we can tell that it's hot outside. All right, then we can move on to fall in Kentucky, and you'll notice that fall is very similar to what our fall is as well. Our fall is orange, red, yellow, and just like Kentucky, because we start to experience a cool, crisp air. We start to experience less sunlight, and that triggers the trees that it's time to shed those leaves. So we can see very distinct differences so far between spring, summer, and fall. If we X out of there, we can again go see winter in Kentucky, and that will look just like yours does outside right now. Winter is going to be full of snow. The skies are going to be a bit more gray. There's not as much sunshine. There's a lot of heavy moisture in the air to refract that light. Frozen ice. We can see this waterfall is frozen here. So this is just to show you that in temperate climates, we see very different seasons, okay? Go ahead and click on slide 9. What temperature is it supposed to be in Lexington, Kentucky today at 3 p.m.? We're going to talk about how to read a forecast. So I'd like for you please to click on this link to see the current weather in Lexington, Kentucky. If you click on that link, it will bring you up to the Weather Channel's forecast of Lexington, Kentucky. This is an hour-by-hour forecast. It's showing us 10 a.m. because 9 a.m. has already passed. And at 10 a.m., we can expect it to be cloudy. It feels like 15 degrees, but it's actually 22. So that means the wind is making it feel more cold. The wind is blowing at 5 miles per hour. And the sun is only a 1 out of 10. It's very, very, very low. Okay. The question is, what is the weather going to be like at 3 p.m.? So scroll down to where you see 3 p.m. If you click on it, it will expand it open and you can see more information. So at 3 p.m., it's expected to be partly cloudy. So there will be some sun coming out and mostly clouds. And then we see that it is also going to be 25 degrees with a 1% chance of snow. So let's go ahead and go back here to our seesaw and let's write this down. What is the temperature supposed to be like in Lexington, Kentucky at 3 p.m.? It's going to be 25 degrees, but it will feel like 17 degrees. Let's go ahead and type that in there. And again, we are typing in complete sentences, so we're going to be specific about where we're talking about. At 3 p.m. in Lexington, Kentucky. At 3 p.m. in Lexington, Kentucky, it will be 25 degrees. All right, and we can again see that from this weather forecast. If we wanted to add more information, we could add in that it's going to feel like 17 degrees. That means with the wind chill, the wind blowing across all of the coldness that's inside of that climate, it's going to feel colder. So it will feel like 17 degrees. These weather forecasts are pretty much available to you at a moment's notice because most phones will come with a little weather widget up here in the corner. And if you click on that weather widget, it will open you up to something that looks very similar to what we just saw on our screen. This is also what you'll see on news channels if you're watching the news at nighttime or in the morning. And then, of course, you could also always see it online at weather and news stations as well. Okay. Terrence, question?
What is a weather widget?
So a widget is the name of an app that floats on a home screen. So like down here, these are called apps because they're a button that you push and then it opens it. But a widget is it kind of shows you some information before you ever even open it. It's kind of like a shortcut, basically. All right. Okay. Let's talk about what you're going to do on your own today. On your own, you're going to complete slides 11 and 12. On slide 11, I'm going to ask you to show me that you understand reading a forecast by looking at the weather for Indianapolis. So you're going to click on this link, and down here you'll tell me what's the weather supposed to be like in Indianapolis. Okay. Slide 12 says a average high and low temperatures, just like it has for the last few days that we've been working on. You're going to answer these questions down here for a grade. So you're going to tell me which season has the coldest temperatures. Include evidence in your answer. Compare temperatures in the fall and the spring. Include evidence from the graph. And then if you were to visit the city in the winter, what would you pack? And then explain why. Remember, over here on the side, you have your chart telling you which months go with which seasons, and that can be very helpful to you for 12. Okay. So today I'm going to be taking a grade on your ability to read our forecast and to look at our temperature maps, just like we've been practicing the last few days. On slide 13, this is an optional extension. It is a Google Earth link to Lexington, Kentucky, which is where we explored through our Google images, and an opportunity for you to see the temperate climate. Okay. Any questions about what your independent work is for today? You know what we're doing? All right, kiddos, that is going to be your work.